Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Okay. So, Sachin sir's guru here is the man in the white shirt. Sir, sir's name is Simappa Hegde, and the and this and the one in the orange robes is Swami Paramarthananda ji. So now we will continue with today's class. So today the first person will be Aditi presenting about the first day of Navaratri. Go ahead, Aditi.
Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today I will be telling you all about one of the most celebrated festivals of the year, Navaratri. Next slide, please. When, why, how, and whom do we worship in Navaratri? I will be answering these questions and also talk about the first day of Navaratri. Next slide. When? There are 4 Navaratris in a year, but we celebrate only 2 grandly, Sharad Navaratri and Chaitra Navaratri. But most of us celebrate Sharad Navaratri super grandly and with a lot of pomp. But why is it named Sharad Navaratri and not anything else? It is because we celebrate it in the Sharad Rutu or the autumn season, which falls from the mid September and the mid November. As the name suggests, Navratri is a festival celebrated for 9 days. Nava means 9 in Sanskrit. Each day, Ma Durga is depicted in one of her 9 forms. I will be talking about the first avatara of Durga in the upcoming slides. This year, Navratri will be celebrated from 15th of October to 24th of October. Why? Why do we celebrate Navratri? Navaratri speaks about the great battle between the powerful demon Mahishasura and goddess Durga. Each year, on each day of Navaratri, an incarnation of goddess Durga is worshipped to celebrate the day of her victory over Mahishasura and the ultimate victory of good over evil. Next slide. How? How do we celebrate Navaratri? Different parts of the nation celebrate it differently. In the north, there are processions and special pujas, yagnas, homas, fasting, meditation, singing, and dancing, etc. In eastern India, mainly West Bengal and northeast, Navaratri is known as Durga Puja. People celebrate goddess Durga's triumph over Mahishasura. Women deck up in colors of white and red, and the cities are decorated with lights. Navaratri celebrations in Western India. Garba is the Dandiya dance, which means men and women participate in pairs with small decorated bamboo sticks called as dandiyas in their hands. In South, fairs and exhibitions adorn the state. In the South, the devotees celebrate the art of learning during Navaratri. The last 3 days, they place books and musical instruments near the idol of Saraswati. In Karnataka and Andhra, we celebrate by keeping dolls and idols. In Karnataka, it is called Gombe Habba, and in Andhra, it is called Bommala Pandaga. In the Telugu states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, women create a flower stack with seasonal flowers known as Battukama, which is worshipped for 9 days. Next slide. Whom do we worship during Navratri? As I said before, we worship the 9 forms of Ma Durga. It is as follows: Goddess Shailaputri, Brahmacharini, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Katyayini, Kalaratri, Mahagauri, and Goddess Siddhidatri. Next slide. Today, I will be explaining about the first incarnation of Ma Durga, Goddess Shailaputri. She is the first avatara of Goddess Durga. depiction. She is depicted with two hands and has a crescent moon on her forehead. She holds a trident in her right hand and a lotus flower in the left. She rides on the Mount Nandi, the bull. Next slide. Shailaputri is the Adi Parashakti, who is born in the house of the king of mountains, Parvataraj Himalaya. Shailaputri literally means the daughter of the mountain. She is also known as Sati Bhavani, Parvati or Himavati, the daughter of Himavat, the king of Himalayas. Next slide. Next slide. Shailaputri is believed to be the reincarnation of Sati, the first wife of Lord Shiva. Sati had sacrificed herself due to her father Daksha's disrespect for her husband. After her death, she was born as Parvati, and as Parvati, she reunited with Lord Shiva. Shailaputri is considered to be an embodiment of this reunited form of Parvati and Shiva. Shailaputri is revered for her ability to bring strength and courage to her devotees. Her worship is believed to help in overcoming challenges and obstacles. People offer prayers, perform rituals, and make offerings to seek her blessings for a prosperous and harmonious life. Shailaputri's worship marks the beginning of Navaratri festival, and each of the 9 forms of Durga is worshipped on the successive days, leading up to the highest point of the festival with Vijayadashmi, the 10th day. Navaratri is celebrated with great devotion and sincerity throughout India. Hari Om, thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. So what she tries to explain is who is the main part is who is Shailaputri. Now Shailaputri here is depicted with a Trishul. So this all basic we understood. Who was she born to? She was born to Parvatraj Himalaya. And her name means the daughter of mountains. So she was believed to be the incarnation of Sati, the first wife of Shiva. During a yajna, she forcefully jumped into the fire as everyone was called except for Shiva. So, out of humiliation, she jumped into the yajna's fire, and from then on, she became the first wife of Shiva. So, anyways, now we will go to the second day of Navaratri, presented to us by Pragnya. Go on, Pragnya.
Yes, Namaste everyone. I'll be talking about the second day of Navaratri. Next slide, please. Next, yeah. As Aditi has very beautifully described about the Devi that we worship in these 9 days, I will continue with the second day of worship after Devi Shailaputri. So the second day is dedicated to the worship of Devi Brahmacharini, who is the second form of Navadurga. Brahmacharini is also known by many other names like Tapascharini, Aparna, and Uma. It is also believed that goddess Brahmacharini governs the Lord Mangal, also which we call as the planet Mars in our English language. This version of Ma Durga, let me talk about her appearance first. Carries 2 hands, so she has 2 hands, and in which her right hand carries the japmala and the kamandal in the left hand. So, and she walks barefoot. Now, in the image, the second image, as you can see, I have circled some things in red. So those are the elements that she holds, and I'll be telling you the importance of each. So, looking at the color of her sari first, it is white because she is she takes the she is the brahmacharini, as in she has not been married to anyone. So basically this is what she wore to perform very severe penance to get to impress Lord Shiva and accept her as his wife or consort. So then the Rudrakshamala in the right hand, this depicts the penance that she performed. Then the Kamandalam in her left hand is the water utensil, which represents a final year of penance. Then the lotus, which is you can see in many places, is basically the knowledge that she symbolizes. And as already mentioned before, the white sari represents purity. Next slide, please. Okay. Now to the backstory of Devi Brahmacharini. It's about Devi Parvati. She took birth as daughter to Daksha Prajapati, and she was named Sati. Very, ve- very popularly known story. So Devarshi Narada was the one who influenced her to influence her thoughts, and because of that, she performed. He influenced her thoughts by impressing her by law and told her to impress Lord Shiva. So because of that, she practiced tough penance and hard went through many obstacles to obtain Mahadev as her husband. So that is why the name Brahmacharini. This day is dedicated to worshipping Brahmacharini in the form of Ma Durga, which brings penance, renunciation, and good fortune as a representation to us. And a person can enhance their ethical conduct, and a devotee can achieve their goals by praying to the goddess, to the goddess. On this day, Brahmacharini is worshipped with Shiva. So they both eventually become one. So that is why they are worshipped together. And as I told you, if we worship them with together with complete bhakti, then we can attain qualities like renunciation, etc. So how do we, the main part of Durga Puja or Navaratri, Dasara, anything, is basically how, one very important aspect is how you do puja to that particular form of Devi. So here, hibiscus, lotus, and sandalwood paste is offered to the Devi and applied on her murti or a picture, whatever you take it as. And she's also worshipped with Panchamrita, which is Abhishekam, basically pouring the mixture from the top of the murti and the until her padam. So that is the Panchamrita includes 5 elements, which is milk, curd, ghee, honey, and sugar. And Devi Brahmacharini is a main significance of love, loyalty, wisdom, and knowledge. Next slide, please. So to conclude, I found these 2 shlokas that are to be recited on the second day of Navratri when we worship Devi Brahmacharini. I'll just read them out for you. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Brahmacharini Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Second one is Maha Brahmacharini. Om Devi Brahmacharini Namaha. Next slide. So this was about Brahmacharini, the second form of Durga on Navaratri. I hope you all have a wonderful and devotional Dasara on Navaratri. Hari Om and Dhanyavad.
Swastik, you're muted. Sorry about that. Thank you, Pragna, for explaining. So, what? So, who is Brahmacharini and why is she important? Because Brahmacharini is another form of Durga who, instead of believing that Shiva was her consort, performed huge amounts of penance to attain Mahadev as her consort. So, as she said, the Rudrakshamala signified her devotion to Rudra or Shiva. Rudra is another form of Shiva. And the and then the uh, Kandala is meant for the fact that it is to show her last few years of penance. So moving on to the third day of importance, which will be which will be taught to us by Raghav. On you go, Raghav. Raghav?
Here, I am here.
Okay, go ahead.
Namaskaram. So, Namaskaram, sir. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Today, I will be laying down the importance of the third day of Navaratri. Next slide, please. So, third day of Navaratri is my Chandraghanta. So, the mantra for Chandraghanta, first I will explain, which also explains her depiction. Pindaja Pravarona Chandakopastra Keryuta Prasadam Tunatrimaham Chandrakanteti Vishrata. So the meaning of this verse is that Pindaj is mounted on a prominent body and an arm with fierce weapons. She is well known as Chandraghanta and she extends her grace to me. So meaning of this verse is Pindaj or half moon is mounted in a powerful and prominent forehead and she is armed with fierce weapons as she protects her devotees from all kinds of evils and negative vibrations. She is known as Chandraghanta and extends her grace to me. She is compassionate and kind. Next slide. So, story of Devi, the history. So, Mother Parvati took the form of Lord Chandraghanta when the terror of demons started increasing in heaven. So, first we'll start from the starting. So, after the Yagna of Daksha Prajapati, when goddess Parvati as Sati burned in the fire, then she took the incarnation of Shailaputri, then Brahmacharni, and then after marrying Shiva, she took this form of Chandraghanta. Mother Parvati took the form of Mother Chandraghanta. The terror of demons started increasing in heaven. Mahishasur was fighting a fierce battle with the gods. Because Mahishasur wanted to get the throne of Devraj Indra and establish his dominance over the heavenly world, when the gods came to know about this, everyone became worried and approached Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Next slide, please. So the Trinity revealed the words of the gods in an impure and angry manner. It is said that due to this anger and energy came from the faces of the Trinity, and from the same energy a goddess was incarnated, whose name is Ma Chandraghanta. Lord Shankar gave his trident, Vishnuji his chakra, Indra his ghanta, Surya his tej or light, and swords and lions to the goddess. After this, Mother Chandraghanta killed Mahishasur and protected the gods in heaven. She is fitted with 10 hands and she rides on a tiger with numerous weapons. It's important to note that the 9 incarnations of on the third day of Navratri are Chandraghanta kind and compassionate. She protects her devotees and provides them with strength, willpower, and courage. Next slide, please. Thank you for giving me this.
Thank you, Raghav, for explaining this. So, Ma Chandraghanta is also prominently known as Ma Durga also, who took this form to defeat Mahishasura. Another reason why Chandraghanta is famous is because when Chandraghanta was immortal, at that time she wanted to marry Lord Shiva. When her father gave consent, Shiva came in his most terrorizing form and with a load of demons. Now, just to make sure that that her husband was not humiliated, she too took her most horrifying form, and that was Chandraghanta. So then they both got married and went off to Kailasa. This is another story of Chandraghanta. So now we will go to the story of Bhasmasura by Madhav. Madhav, Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Madhav.
Story of Bhasmasura. Nine. The story revolves around the demon Bhasmasura who thought serve penance wins the favor of Lord Shiva. He asks the Lord to give him a boon of immortality, but Lord Shiva said that whoever is born in this world has to die one day. And this wish cannot come true. Next slide. Bhasmasura then asks Lord Shiva to grant him the power to reduce anybody's body to ashes by touching their head with his hands. Lord Shiva also granted him the wish. Bhasmasura told Lord Shiva that he wanted to test its power on him. He told Shiva that he would place his hand on Lord Shiva to test his power. Explain. Shiva began to run as Bhasmasura came forward towards him. Shiva also realized that he couldn't take back his words. Lord Shiva started running and Bhasmasura, who followed him with his stretched hand. Shiva prayed to Lord Vishnu, who was the preserver god, to help him. Next one. Bhasmasura was about to follow him inside the jungle, but he stopped. He saw a very beautiful woman named Mohini. Seeing her beauty, he asked her to marry him, but she refused, stating she will marry someone who can dance with her. Bhasmasura said that he will learn dancing to marry and asked Mohina to teach him. Next one. The two of them started dance. Mohini made a move as she kept her hand on her head. Bhasmasura did the same without thinking once. Bhasmasura's powder worked on him and he was burned to ashes. While Mohini was looking at the ashes of Bhasmasura, Shiva appeared before her. He thanked Mohini. She advised to think twice before granting anyone's wish. She vanished in her place, stood Lord Vishnu. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhav. You can mute now.
Okay.
So, what this story tells us is that one day there was a man named Bhasmasura. He asked Shiva, he prayed to Shiva. So Shiva told him, you may take any one boon, the usual. So then he asked for the boon of immortality. Shiva says, everyone who takes birth on this earth must die one day. So because of that, he did not give him the boon of immortality. Then Bhasmasura asked him another one, which is to give him the ability to make anyone turn to ashes when he touched their head. So when he granted this, Bhasmasura said that he wanted to test this power on Shiva himself. So Shiva, scared for his life, ran. So while he was running, he prayed to Vishnu, and then later, when he ran into the jungle, Bhasmasura was about to follow him until he saw Mohini, and when he asked her to marry him, she said she will only marry the one who will be able to dance with her. So for that reason, he said that he will learn dancing. So he asked Mohini herself to teach him, and so Mohini started teaching him. And did one move where she placed her hand on her head. Bhasmasura did the same and, and died by bursting into a million ashes. Then Shiva came out and thanked her, and she advised to think before granting anyone's wish. So next slide we'll start with Atit. Here, Atit, your verse. Go
Namaste.
ahead.
So,
Yeah.
Raghav is there?
Yes, I'm there.
So, will you repeat after me?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. Asurim yonimapanna.
Actually, I can tell on my own. You can tell the first.
Okay, then you can. If you know to chant, you can chant.
Okay. Should I tell or you tell?
No, Raghav, you chant, then we will chant after.
Okay. Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mama prapraiva kauntaya tato yanti adamam gatim.
Good,
Okay.
Raghav. Now let Atit chant. After that, we will chant. Good, very good.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead, Atit.
Okay. Asurim yonimapanna. Mudha janmani janmani.
Mudha
Janman Janmani.
Mama prapyaiva kaunteya.
Mama
Tato yantyadhamam gatim.
Tato yata yatha gatim. Now, Atit, go ahead with your explanation of the verse.
Yeah. Okay. So in this verse, Krishna is telling that having fallen into the wombs of the demons and being deluded from birth to birth, they never attain me, O son of Kunti, but they go further down to the lower states. So the literal meaning is that Krishna here describes the progress of these wicked men after they are hurled into demoniac wombs. They do not attain him because they are deluded. They are born as cruel beasts, reptiles, poisonous trees, and even to the level of snakes, lizards, and scorpions, and so on. That is their fate. Next slide. We'll take an example of a rubber ball. So if we let the rubber ball fall down from the top of the staircase, it rolls down step by step. So in this way, the evil souls go down and down to the lower conditions. Next slide. So from this verse, we can also understand that it is not in the soul's hand to choose the species, abode, and environment of its next birth. God makes these decisions according to the nature and karma of the individual. So, anyone who has attained a human birth has the chance to attain self realization and liberation. But those individuals who engage in destruction of others instead of improving their state, give up this golden opportunity. The practical implication of this verse is that the person
Atit, you went on mute.
follow their instincts and their sense organs. If we also start ignoring our intellect and empowering our sense organs, there remains no difference between us and animals. So, to conclude, we should not bow and down, but lift ourselves by devotion to the Lord and by steady cultivation of the divine qualities. Thank you.
Thank you, Ati, for the explanation of this verse. So what this verse tries to explain to us is that if people are born in a bad environment or a bad birth, these are not in their hand, and they will slowly fall downwards into the Tala Lokas. So the example that he took was a rubber ball. If already you give the ball momentum, it will start bouncing downwards and downwards. It will continue to go downwards. So it will continue to gain more papam, and it will go downwards continuously. So now we will go to the next verse, which is by
We will,
Rishikesh.
I think swastik, it's 8:45. We should
Yes,
stop,
sir, it is.
please, because some children have exams. We will take in the
Yes,
next
sir.
class. We only have 4 verses left, so no problem.
Yes,
So
sir.
we say Purnamada.
Okay, sir. Okay. So now, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you.